This is the tutorial for the concession outline template. There are other outlines that you can use as well for your mock Congress research project, the refutation, the defense, and caveat, but we will be going over the concession outline template. As you begin your concession outline, you will notice that you can look at it and you see that it starts with a hook, but you don't have to start there. You can start usually with the thesis statement. The thesis statement will guide your paper. This is a rough draft of a thesis, but it will give you direction and you can modify it as you find your evidence. Look through the outline. We have several paragraphs. Background history paragraph, concession paragraph, main claim paragraph, and secondary claim policy proposal, defense validation, and conclusion. For the next part of my outline, I have chosen to go with the main claim with my evidence. I found the topic sentence for the designer babies pose a large threat to society. The psychological aspect of screening for incurable genetic disorders suggests a larger hazard. Once I have my main claim, I must give evidence supporting the main claim. This one had two pieces of evidence, two different sources. So Delatio gave me some evidence to support that claim, and Nierenberg gave me evidence. I went ahead and right away put in my citation because I wanted to remember where the source is coming from. I have not filled in the analysis. You can, at this point, if you like, go ahead and fill in the analysis, or you could fill in all your body paragraph ideas and then go back and do the analyses. The analysis of the evidence is your take on the evidence. During the analysis, be sure that you're using your own words and your own ideas, but it is still written professionally. You can't use I, me, we, or you. And at this point, make sure that it is still supporting your thesis, but that it is your commentary on the evidence. After I finished the analysis of the evidence, I decided to look over my other body paragraphs. But as soon as you have finished your paper or you feel that you're ready to look at your conclusion, you can restate your thesis. When you restate your thesis, you want to rephrase it so that it doesn't sound repetitive. You don't want it to be a repeat of what you have said before, just a recap. Also, the so what question. You need to re-emphasize your most important points when you are coming up with your so what question. At this point, you also need to say what is your call to action. Try not to be too personal, keep it professional, and encourage people to come to this conclusion with you and what you want to have done in the future. After you have restated your thesis and come up with a conclusion, then you can write your hook. Your hook is supposed to gather everyone's attention, and it's something that could be shocking or interesting, but you do not have to choose a piece of evidence from somewhere else in your paper. The general information that is in the introduction is information that you have discovered while you were researching. You are now the expert on this topic, and not everyone is going to be an expert on the topic. So fill in the background information. Remember that this should have a citation as well. On the outline, I want you to notice that it will say citation, colon, parentheses. When you're writing it into your paper, you want to make sure there is no period, and then parentheses with the person's name, Griswold, and then your period at the end. As you look over your outline, make sure that everything points back to the thesis statement. If you need to switch the paragraphs around, your subtopics, then you can do that as well. This can be a rough draft, a guide for you. It is your paper. Feel free to rearrange. This outline is close to being completed for our tutorial. There are other paragraphs that will need to be filled in. We just wanted to give you a brief overview. And there are other options which I'm going to share with you now. As you look back on the class resource page, there are other options. There's the caveat outline template. If you choose to use the caveat outline template, you will notice that your main claim, then you have your secondary claim, and then for the caveat explanation for potential limitations or problems, you need to explain the caveat. A caveat is warning or admonition or a caution for something. So that's the reason you go over the potential limitations and problems. Another option is the defense outline template. In this outline, you will jump down and notice right away that in the main claim, the secondary claim, and the third claim, during those paragraphs you need to refute the opposition, and that is listed beside each topic, main, secondary, and third. Another option you have is the refutation outline template. In this outline, the main change is you have the main claim, the secondary claim, and then in your refutation you need to prove that the opposing argument is weak or faulty. This concludes the outline tutorial.